What's going on, everyone? I'm here on the Tellico today. It's a nice gray, kind of breezy, kind of muggy December day. This is exactly what I want to see this time of year. So it's been a little warmer. We had some cold weather last week, had a bit of a cold snap. It got down in the teens. Now it's almost 60 today. So and it's been that way for a few days, so that should get the fish feeding, hopefully. Heard it's been pretty good. I haven't had a chance to get up here myself in a few weeks. I think last time I fished actually was when I fished the big snowbird DH on Thanksgiving Day. So I'm just gonna get geared up right now. It is delayed harvest here, so we should find some pretty good stocked fish. Might find a few good wild fish through this section too. I'm curious to see what the water temp is. I think it's probably gonna be in the mid 40s, which is up from last week when I think it took a pretty sharp dive down into the mid 30s, upper 30s last week. So there's like an 8-degree temp drop with that cold snap. So should be much improved. Fish should feel like feeding today. I've got my trusty 10-foot 2-weight. I think I've still got the same egg on that I fished over at Big Snowbird, so we made a start there. May put something a little more natural on. Water is up, but not as high as Big Snowbird was, but better than what we've seen in a few weeks, or heck, months here. So I'm excited about that. Little extra flow. Yeah, that's about all I got to say for this intro. We're gonna hop in. Oh, I have Tom. He's already down there fishing. You might remember Tom from a video we did last winter, about the same time. I think mid-December we fished DH, got us some nice fish. And Tom was in that video, so I was planning on coming down anyway. He messaged me, he said let's fish. I said I'm going anyway, so just hop in, let's go. And here we are. So got everything geared up, ready to go. Without further delay, I'm gonna hit the water. I'll see y'all in a minute. All right, I got a quill jig on the bottom. I don't remember the name exactly. It's got a quill body, some CDC on it. Pretty heavy bead, not super heavy because we are fishing fairly shallow water right now. And then above it, I've got what they call a redneck pheasant tail. Basically a pheasant tail with little orange collar on it, a reddish fluorescent orange. So I'm gonna start with slightly more natural stuff. I think we're gonna pick up probably a few wild fish here, if anything. Maybe a stalker here and there. I just spooked off a couple fish. I don't know what those were. Little browns maybe, or maybe a couple suckers. There's one. Yep, little wild rainbow, and he ate that pheasant tail. Hang on there. And he's gone. I do like slightly more natural stuff for these wild fish, if I'm targeting wild fish mostly. And a lot of these stock fish too, once they settle in and kind of switch over to natural insects, and they learn what's real food, there's another hit, they'll eat that little more natural stuff too. So the water temp is actually about 49, which is really good. Way up from the mid to upper 30s it was last week. So we ought to see fish feeding in these runs and pockets and not so much gathered up in the deeper runs and pools. There we go. Nice little wild Tellico bow. And another one. They're feeling good in that warmer water. Let's see. I thought this was a wild fish at first, but it's actually a little stock fish. And I'll show the giveaway here. So it's colorful, but if you look at that top dorsal fin, it's all kind of warped and bent out of shape. So that's from being on the raceway. So fish like that, even if they're colored up, he's not like a big stocked fish, so it's not like a dead giveaway from the size. But that top dorsal fin being kind of messed up like that, that's usually the dead giveaway. Now these flies are definitely heavier than what I need for this shallow run. But the nice thing is you just control the depth with the rod. So if you start to tick bottom and get hung up, just raise that rod a little bit, get more line out of the water, and you're good to go. We're getting into wild fish today. They can be pretty finicky in the winter when that water's cold, but you get a nice warm day like today, you're gonna find some wild fish. They're gonna wake up. There we go. I was about to move on and I spotted this pretty decent rainbow sitting in there. That is the nice thing about higher water, is they're not nearly as spooky. There's no way I could have gotten that close to that fish if the water was as low as it was about a week ago. He's got some fight to him. I think they're feeling pretty good in this warmer water. He's using that current to his advantage too. There's no tree limbs overhead. There we go. Well, that's a good start. That's a quality fish. All right, so this is a stocked fish. Again, that dorsal fin is pretty messed up, so you can tell he's missing his pectoral fin there. Now he's definitely bigger than what you'd find in a wild fish, so that's another clue. But yeah, I want you to notice how colorful that fish is. Color is definitely not the determining factor always. So your stock fish can be pretty colorful at times. It's not just a wild trout thing. Get him back. Awesome, glad I was looking. I barely saw that fish. Almost walked right past him. There's a little wild one sitting right here too. I don't know if I can get him or not. There's his. Another rainbow. These wild fish are on fire today. It's amazing how many are in here. Of course, always treat those little guys with respect. Make sure you wet your hands, land them quickly. They're little survivors, so I try to treat them right. All right, if you've ever fished Tellico before, chances are you fished this spot. It is definitely no secret, that's for sure. When things start cooling down like they do in the winter, a lot more fish will tend to stack up in these slower pools. I just pushed one up from this run in front of me here. Ooh, there's a good fish. Could not even see him sitting there. Kind of took me by surprise, really. He's not that big, he's just fat. Oop, there we go. There, Tom's hooked up. Attaboy. Good double, nice. Fat fish here. Now this is another stocked fish, but I want you to look at the quality of these fish. This is what Tellico delayed harvest is all about right here. That is a quality rainbow. So the hatchery actually will set fish aside and kind of grow them out in lower densities for a little bit longer than their typical stocked fish that they'll stock in the spring. And so you'll get a lot of really good quality fish. Here's one kind of playing around right here. See if he'll eat it. Is he on it? No. So you'll find maybe not the numbers that you do in the spring and summer, and not the same numbers that you do in other delayed harvests, but the quality of these fish is excellent. Really, really good. Big broad-shouldered fish, hard fighters. This would be great dry dropper water, but I don't want to switch up just yet. There he is. Oh, I think I missed him on the hook set. Oh, he had it. There he is. Oh, that's a good fish. I saw this guy feeding below me, so I threw a streamer on, a little jig leech, and just danced that thing in front of his face. Not a bad rainbow. Very colored up. Back out of this current a little bit. I do have 5X on, so I think Tom's got a big one up there. He's fishing too. Get this guy landed. Make our way up. Yeah, he's a good fish. He's a really nice fish. Look at the colors on him. Well, he garbaged that streamer there too. Look at that. Awesome. All right, he is beautifully colored up. Beautiful colors. He's ready. They don't take long to revive in this cold water. They are really fired up. I knew they were gonna be feeding today. I had a feeling, but I didn't know they were gonna be this fired up. They're looking for anything to chomp right now. All right, there's a pretty good rainbow feeding at the head of this run. He's got some current overhead. I don't think you can see me. I'm trying to get a little bit closer. Should be good. We moved down, but it was a little fast. Oh, I just spotted a really nice fish. That might be a brown even. Hanging out underneath that tree limb. Yep, that's a brown. It's got to be a brown. All right, didn't move. Got a little bit of a reaction out of her that time, but didn't try to eat. Oh, moved big time. Made a big move that time. But no dice. All right, I want to put a pink egg on. What makes that pink egg good too is I can see it easier. I can track it and know that I'm getting down to the fish. Swap that out real quick. If I hook this fish, I may be in for a bit of a workout, because we've got this tree below us here, and there's a chance it might try to take me right into it. But there may be a split second before it really figures out what's going on, that I can put some sideways pressure on it. And direct it out away from that tree. All right. Here goes nothing. Wasn't the best cast. All right, here we go. All right, not interested in that egg. I'm gonna give it a few more drifts, but zero interest, which tends to be the case once they've settled in. Yep, no interest. All right, that tells me what I need to know, so I'm gonna switch back, go a bit more natural, maybe go with a blowtorch this time. That might be a rainbow. It's hard to say. So let's give the blowtorch a try. Here goes the blowtorch. See what she thinks about that. There's another nice rainbow below her too, so we may end up getting that one instead. Kind of a tricky drift, so I'm thinking we just haven't had the best drift yet. Nope. It's not moving for anything. All right. Here we go. She went for the leech. Let's keep her out of the trees. There's a nice fish behind her too. Keep her away from those sticks. Sideways pressure and try to lead her away from it. Here she goes, freaking out. Come back under this way. You see how low I am with that rod tip? That's the only reason that I didn't lose her right there to the trees. She just got that dropper hung up in her tail. Hopefully she doesn't break. Come on. Come back this way. Here we go, we got her now. There we go. Good fish. Good fish. I hate that that dropper hung up in her tail. A lot of times that's a recipe for disaster. In fact, look at that, broke off. So she broke off on that that leech. Still got it in her mouth. It's one of those unfortunate things when that dropper gets them in the tail, and she used all that length to break that thing off. But we got her anyway, so it worked out in our favor this time. And that's a good fish. Good stocked fish. Nice rainbow. We got super lucky there. Didn't lose any flies. Put that streamer here somewhere. There it is. So I'll explain what happened here. a little more detail. So you'll see I still have that dropper on. So I've got about 4 feet of tippet here. I don't know if you can see that knot. That's where it broke. So look at that dropper. The dropper just about straightened out. So that thing hooked in the tail. And when she was shaking and kind of flexed over, got that dropper in the tail. When she straightened back out, it popped off that this bottom fly here. So we got all that tippet there. That's where it broke. But we got really lucky because we ended up bringing her in with that dropper. But yeah, great fish. I'm glad we finally figured it out. I was about ready to move on, but first cast with that little leech, that green kind of olive colored leech, and she ate it first drift. So we got her. Awesome. There's a little wild, or not a bad one sitting there. Oh, there's a good fish right there. He ate it. He ran after that Pat's. He just like charged that thing, mouth open. I think with this temperature rise, they're all sitting like up in the tops of these runs, not really in the tail outs at all. Oh, came loose. Oh well. Oh, now I'm starting to see fish. Yeah, there's definitely fish in here.
Oh, did you get all?
Yeah, he spit me way up in the tree. All right, I'm in the penalty box. You're up. I'm going to have to do a little tree climbing. It's like hopelessly wrapped in this tree. There you go. Nice. I'm in the penalty box and Tom's slamming fish. Nice. Just gonna cut these off and super wrapped up. Here we go. Ooh, a little bump. He is. Oh, he's digging. Might be foul hooked. I felt that hook pop. Yeah. Yep. I felt that pop after he ate it, and slipped that dropper, and I got him on the tag. Still landed him. Colorful fish. Bonus hickory nut, acorn, something. Oh, right there at the very top of the run. I'm telling you, they're all sitting on the top of the run today. Very few fish in the tail out. They all want to sit right up in that white water. Not a bad looking fish. Another stocked fish. You can tell that fin has that bit of a curve on the dorsal. But otherwise, a very clean, good looking stocked fish. Little wild one. Oh, what's going on here? Another foul hooked fish, I think. I'm late on that hook set. Oh, he came loose. That's all right. He was foul hooked anyway. That's like the third one I foul hooked today. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Usually not the case. That's 4 or 5 out of this pocket. That's pretty good. Spot no bigger than a kid's swimming pool. Another wild bow. The colors get real pretty, real dark in this colder water. They must have some construction going on at the hatchery. Not sure what those are, some big panels of some kind. Ah, missed him. There he is. Oh, he's not fighting at all. He's hanging in that current. Oh, he's wrapped up. There we go. Skinny. I see a decent one in that eddy right there. Right in there. Took a swipe at it. There, he got it right in front of me. It's not very big, but he's aggressive. Cool. Right on the drop. There we go. Oh, had him. It's like a pretty decent little stock fish in the back here. See some rainbow. Get him to eat. Oh, he had it, I think. I never felt him. There he is. Nope. Little wild one got it before he could grab it. Oh, I pulled it away from him. Another wild one. Stacked up in here. He's pale enough. I thought he might have been a brown at first. I switched over to a blowtorch and they are tearing it up. He was tiny. There we go. After hooking all those little wild ones, this thing feels like a absolute tank. It's got me down to the current. Trying to pop him off of there. There we go. Hey, he's not a bad fish. Not a bad one at all. Got some chunk to him. All right, we're gonna give him something new to look at. This fly is called the Thrasher. It's a new one from Montana Fly Company. I just started carrying it at the shop, and I've had pretty good luck with it the couple times I've fished it. So it's just different enough from the blowtorch. Maybe he'll eat it. There's a hit. I think that might have been him. That wind picked up a little bit. It's hard to tell. That wind's pushing it downstream. Another wild one. Good wild one. Zooming all over the place. And he ate that Thrasher. Yeah, that's a solid wild fish. Oh, it's got a barb on it. I'll have to pinch that down. Yeah, nice little wild fish. Unfortunately, I think we're starting to run out of daylight already. It's about 3. Ooh, this is a hard hit. What is that? A rainbow. Yeah, it gets dark so early up here. By about 4 o'clock, we'll be done, I think. And he's got some shoulders. I don't know where he thinks he's going, though. Hard fighting fish. Look at him go for his size. He's not messing around. There you go. Just another chunk. What did he eat? He ate that little pheasant tail. Spotted a pretty good fish down there, a couple good fish. I think they might be browns. There's one closer to me and one towards the other side of this run. I'm not sure which is the biggest. It's getting pretty dark right now, pretty overcast. So I'm gonna target the one that's closest to me. I've got a Pat's rubber legs on. I'm feeling the Pat's on this one. Let's see what happens. If this pass doesn't work, I'm gonna go for a jig. She's a big fish for sure. You can see her down there now. It's getting a good drift because of the key. All right. She doesn't seem to want the pats. I'm going to switch to that jigged leech. That seems to be the trick today for the bigger fish. Well, not the one we were looking for. Get him landed quickly. There he goes. It's a brown, not the brown, but it's a brown. Not a bad little brown. Kind of has some scarred up cheeks there. Hatchery fish. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were trying to get a shot. All right. Let's make it happen. Where'd she go anyway? There she is. Well, I just switched to a pink egg and these fish are tearing that thing up. Eventually I'm gonna run out of fish to catch. And it's only gonna be that brown. I'm thinking she's not in a feeding mood. There's a good one. There's a good one. That's actually the smaller of the two browns. There she goes, digging. That's the smaller of the two. Not a bad fish though. Just wore herself out quick. On that pink egg, it always comes down to that pink egg. Not a bad brown. Smaller of the two. Stocked fish. 16 or so. All right, well, they will eat something. Well, we tried. Could not get her to eat, so kind of at a loss at this point. I've tried most of the tried and true patterns and put that streamer on her nose and she just wouldn't eat it. So it's the way it goes sometimes. We caught pretty much every other fish in this hole, but not that brown, but that's okay. That's how it goes sometimes. All right, we're gonna move on. Oh, never mind, one more fish. I'm gonna call this the last one out of this run though. Nice little wild one, ate that micro egg. Fat little guy. Chunky little wild fish. Good to see him healthy. All right, moving on. Like a really pretty fish. Doubling over that 2-weight. Boy, they're pulling hard. Gotta get her upstream in this current. Get that weight off the rod a little bit. Control her more. There we go. That's a pretty rainbow. That might be the prettiest fish of the day right there. That's a beauty. Alright, take a look at this one. This one is all fired up. Beautiful fish. Still pretty lively too. Come on. Alright, take a look at this one. Beautiful rainbow there. There we go, that's a better fish. Another one of those chunky stalkers. Pretty colors. On that micro egg. All right, we're gonna try a dry and dropper. It'll be tough to cast that with this light Euro setup, but when you got to make longer casts in slick water like this, it's the best way to get a good drift sometimes. There we go. That's how it's supposed to work. But as far as I can cast that thing. Cool, pretty fish. Can't tell that's stocked or wild. That's a stocked fish. I'd say he's been in here a while, but still has kind of that nubby dorsal fin. What's that? No, he looked wild, but he had that nubby dorsal fin. You know, they never really get rid of that. So I think he'd been in here a while. Hold over. Try to get one more. There we go. Little wild bow. We'll end it right there on that wild bow. It's a good way to end it. All right, thanks, buddy. All right, well, I think we're gonna call it there. That was a good day. We didn't find any of the big ones. Well, we found a big one. Didn't want to eat, but that's okay. That's the way it goes sometimes. Still caught some real decent fish, lots of 16 to 18 range, in good numbers. So overall, it's a really good day. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Great day to be up here. We had the whole place to ourselves, so that was a bonus, a big bonus. But yeah, overall, awesome day. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next video.